Hello and welcome back. So in this one we're about ready to enter Whiterun, which is an area where there are a lot of, first set of lots and lots of side quests that you can pick up. We'll see if we can get to the Jarl, or whether I once again get sidetracked on side quests. So...
Halt! City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only. Fine. But we'll be keeping an eye on you.
I don't think it requires very much of a persuasion check. I suspect that it's a default character option.
Dragons I can handle. But this talk of dragons, world gone mad, I say.
And loading. Now.
Need supplies? See Bellathor at his store.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle. Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside. That I do. I've got to, if I hope to be as good as Yorland Greymane someday. In fact, I just finished my best piece. It's a sword. I made it for the Jarl, Balgruuf the Greater. It's a surprise. I don't even know if he'll accept it, but listen. Could you take the sword to my father, Proventus Avenici? He's the Jarl's steward. He'll know the right time to present it to you. Thanks.
And you can get all sorts of information about Whiterun.
I'd say we're prosperous enough. Most folk don't go hungry, if they're willing to work hard. The city's ruled by the Jarl up in Dragon's Reach. That's the fortress there, up on the tall hill. But you're probably more interested in Jorvaskr, Mead Hall of the Companions. Their deeds of war and valor are legendary. Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
This is also one of the first places you'll be able to really do a lot of power leveling for your smithing, because they have smelter, they have all the things that you need for smithing, and you know, you've got two folks that sell supplies. Downside is that, you know, the supplies, you actually spend more smithing items than you get back from actually selling.
I work for Bellathor at the general goods store.
So, you know, I guess is a way to keep it in check from just continuously, like, being able to just infinitely buy stuff, but then you also run out of supplies too. So, see, I have a habit, it's hard to break, of collecting every single flower and checking every barrel there is. Let's go back to sleep. Even though I will be spotted most of the time, there'll be enough times that it works out that
Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from Hulda.
What do you know of the Khajiit?
About the same as everyone else. They're the catfolk of Elsewhere. Great warriors, good traders. The way I hear it, Elsewhere ain't nothing like Skyrim. It's got tropical forests and dusty badlands. It sounds awful.
What do you know of awful? That sounds beautiful.
Before my ma and Da passed, I told them that one day I'd become the best trader in Skyrim. I met one of the caravan leaders, Madran. He said he'd help me get started if I could bring him a mammoth's tusk. Easier said than done. You do that? If you find one, I could teach you a thing or two about trading. Help you get a fair bargain in the future? Yeah, these Khajiit make a living traveling the roads and selling their wares. It's got to be tough. Skyrim's a hard enough land when you've got a roof over your head. Worst thing is, nobody wants them in the cities. Nobody trusts them. Reputation mostly. A lot of Khajiit turn to smuggling and thievery to get
What?
by.
We are not
A few
thieves.
bad apples spoiled
Where
lunch.
did you hear that?
You know how it is. Farewell.
So these are a couple of folks that can give you.
Life's hard enough with all these men propositioning me. But that bard is the worst.
Little-
That bard Mikhail is begging for a dagger up against his throat, the way he goes on about me. I heard him boasting at the bannered mare, saying he'll conquer me as a true Nord conquers any harsh beast. Huh. If you want to try, go right ahead. I don't think anything will get through that thick skull of his, though. You've got no idea. Half the men in Whiterun have proposed to me. Some were even single. They'll never understand. No amount of flowers or honeyed words are going to change my mind. Right now, all that matters is my daughter Neela. No man's going to get between me and my little girl.
So another little side
Fresh fruit and
quest.
vegetables every day.
Those green apples you sold me the other day were delicious.
Aren't they? I always set some aside for myself when the traders bring them up from the south.
I'm sure you could charge double for those and still sell them all within a week.
Right. I'll have to remember that next time I get a shipment in.
Sometimes the hitboxes.
Looking to do some hunting? Avoid Brittleshin Pass. It's southeast of here.
So they'll make comments based on what skill you have highest. They'll make a lot of comments about archery at this point because I've leveled that up to level 50.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
Nazi.
It's not easy being a woman in Skyrim, I know. But stay strong, and men will come to respect you, and maybe even fear you.
Lady? Oh, thank you. Divines, bless your kind heart.
And this person. They, in these later editions, they've really toned down this priest.
There's a
Music up
rift here in
on
Skyrim.
and on
Can't
and on.
neither magic nor the passing of time make it right. Evgir Onslaught has come at last. The season unending. War without end.
You have come. You have come to hear the word of Talos. Because the so-called Emperor is a coward. That's right, I said coward. Oh, yes. He agreed to banish the worship of Talos at the tip of an Aldmeri sword. They called it the White Gold Concordat. Well, I call it blasphemy. A true son of the Empire would never have turned his back on our greatest hero. Not at any price. Well, let me tell you something, friend. Cyrodiil is a long way from here. And in Skyrim, we will never forsake mighty Talos. Let them come. I have no fear, for Talos is my ally, and I am his prophet. His word is upon my lips, his voice in my throat. Hello, my friend. If you seek knowledge about mighty Talos, you have most certainly come to the right person. Immortal life. Talos was a Nord, possessed of unmatched tactical skill, limitless wisdom, and the power to see into men's hearts. Talos mastered the power of the voice, and with it he united the lands of men into a great empire. In southern lands, he was known by the name Tiber Septim. Here in Skyrim, we honor him by his proper Nord name. So great was his reign in life. When he ascended to the heavens, he was made Lord of the Divines. If you want to know more, I'm sure you can find any number of tomes on the subject. May Talos guide you, always.
There's a rift here in Skyrim. Can't neither magic nor the passing of time make it right. Evgir Onslaught has come at last. The season unending.
Okay.
War without end.
So this little priest person in earlier versions of Skyrim just go on and on and on about Talos. Like just
I know your family's
Constant.
honor is important to you, but we can't.
Everything's all right.
It took me weeks to find that thief's den. I can't stop now, and I can't get the sword on my own.
So you're willing to starve your wife and daughter to reclaim some rusty old sword?
I just need to hire one, maybe two good men. You won't starve.
I'll put it plainly. You can claim your sword, or you can keep your wife. If you set foot outside that gate, I won't be here when you return.
another
You
quest.
tried mercenary work? My Sapphire doesn't like that I've been spending so much time looking for my father's old sword. He fed his entire family with the gold he made using that weapon. I'm not about to let it gather dust in some thief's trophy room. I tracked it to a group of bandits nearby, but I'm no fool. I'd need the Whiterun guards or maybe hire the companions to get it. I don't know why I'm saying this, but if you find it out in your travels, I'd be grateful to you. No, I'm not. Looks like we've got something in common then. No, I'm a Red Guard. My family hails from the Imperial Province. But I left home when I was just a lad. Been wandering ever since. Wait, They
say Ulfric Stormcloak murdered the High King. With his voice. Shouted him apart.
I trust you aren't considering any thievery.
Looking for my husband, Nazim? Check the Jarl's backside. That's usually where he stuffs himself these days.
Sometimes I miss the soldier's life.
Follow
When I
board.
hold my
Give me
daughter
your
in my
money.
arms, I know I made a choice.
I don't have any money. You better give me 5 seconds right now or I'm gonna bloody your nose. 10 septims tomorrow, baby Battleborn. Or I'm gonna bloody your nose and your lip.
No, please! I really don't have any money, Brave. I'll give you 10 septims tomorrow. Just don't hit me. It's no fun getting pushed around. Well, I used to sneak out at night and try to tip over the big ox in the Greymane's yard. And me and Mila used to climb up on the roof of Dragon's Reach and look for birds' eggs. But I don't do that stuff anymore. Father keeps catching me and then I get in trouble. Alright then. My friend Olava, the seer, she says things will get better for me once I start sticking up for myself. I can't fight, not even a little bit. My family thinks I'm a little milk drinker.
I like milk. What is wrong with milk? I drink a lot of milk. I would drink it all. Harvesting, harvesting, harvesting the flowers. Okay. Let's munch on some ingredients. But first. Nightshade tends to show up in cemetery areas, that sort of thing. So, let's see. New items to try. Fire. Chill. Saving that. Little quest here. So these different little shrines have different abilities. They will all cure disease, which comes in handy if you have Dawn Guard installed, so that they will also offset vampirism. So this one gives you Fortify Health. Somewhere around here. Supposed to be our priest friend to give us a little quest. Ah, there he is.
Tell me, do you believe in mighty Arche, god of life and death? I see. Well, perhaps you'll take pity on a humble priest who has lost something precious. My amulet of Arche. It's the source of my divine powers and also a sacred badge of office. I misplaced it in the catacombs. I'd looked for it, but I have been hearing noises down there. I fear the dead have become restless. Without that amulet, I'm powerless to confront them. Would you be willing to search for it?
Yes.
I'll just wait here and make sure nothing foul escapes the catacombs. Blessing of Arcade be upon you.
Let us see if we can quickly do this one. Oh yes. So these unusual gems, they start a quest line, and they take up space until you collect them all. So, and there's specific locations where you can find them. But unlike other quests, they do not give you location indicators. So you'll have to either search around or, get a mod that shows all the quest indicators for them. So, where's that amulet?
With this terrible war, I'm a bit overwhelmed. Oh, thank Arcade! Please, take this gold for your troubles. The blessing of Arcade be upon you.
That is one location. And there's another place to start a quick quest. Temple of Canada.
Welcome, child. This is the Temple of Kinneret. The Gildegreen outside was planted as a seedling in the early years of Whiterun. Disciples of Kinneret could sense something holy in it, and traveled far to hear the winds of the goddess in its branches. Of course, not as many pilgrims these days. To the east of here is a hidden grove where the Eldergleam resides. It's the oldest living thing in Skyrim, maybe all of Tamriel. Our tree here in the city was grown from a cutting of that tree. You can still feel the glory of the mother tree through it. Even its name is an echo. I've thought about that. Trees like this never really die. They only slumber. I think if we had some of the sap from the parent tree, we could wake up its child. But even if you could get to the elderly, you couldn't tap it. Not with any normal metal. If you want to help, you'll need something to cut into it first. You'll have to deal with the Hag Ravens. I've heard about a weapon they've made for sacrificing Spriggans. It's called Nettlebane. The hags terrify me, or I would have gone after it myself. Your spirit is strong. Kinnaret's winds will guide your path. It's held in a Hagraven nest called Orphan Rock.
And there's a couple of more major quests to trigger. Companions, obviously.
What is it, Khajiit?
But I'm going to skip the companion quest. But there's another one. The Greymanes and the Battleborns. You kind of have to witness an event. And then another item with some Redguard folk. But as it stands, let's go ahead and get up to...
You're a bad sneak. You're not creeping up on anybody like that.
You will see. This is all in practice. So, we're at Dragon's Reach. I'm going to go ahead and save. And I think we'll go ahead and quit for now. Thank you.